Civil War. Tori arrested. Big betrayal. Zach Roloff's house sold for $1.5 million. Little people, big world. Fictional news story. It had started like any other summer morning on the quiet corner of the Roloff property. Birds chirped. The breeze brushed gently against the crops Matt had once cultivated, and the faint echo of children's laughter could be heard from the back porch of Zach and Tori Roloff's home. But that peace would soon shatter. Whispers of rising tension had quietly spread for months between family members, within the marriage, and now within the community. Tori's behavior had changed drastically. Once the sweet and smiling matriarch of her small family unit, neighbors now reported her storming in and out of the property at odd hours. Rumors swirled that she was entangled in a secret financial web, and Zach had no idea. Meanwhile, Zach, ever the loyal father and husband, had been pouring his energy into maintaining the house, homeschooling Jackson, and fixing the now-aging structure of their $1.5 million property. What he didn't know, betrayal was brewing right inside his home. The paper trail. Tori had fallen into the hands of a manipulative influencer management agency in LA, promising riches, independence, and fame. She began signing contracts behind Zach's back, using the property as collateral for a failed media startup. She had dreams, her own show, her own brand, her own empire. Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. For Roloff family latest news update, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. When Zach finally discovered the paperwork hidden in their shared drawer, it was already too late. The bank had begun proceedings. The property was no longer theirs. What is this? Zach asked one morning, holding up a foreclosure notice. Tori didn't answer. Her silence said it all. You used our house? Without telling me. Zach's voice cracked, filled with disbelief. I did what I had to do, she whispered. Betrayal goes public. On Little People, Big World, the cameras were rolling when the confrontation erupted. Zach, flanked by producers, confronted Tori outside by the barn, where Matt had once taught him how to work the land. What should have been a private discussion became national drama. You betrayed me. You betrayed our kids, he said in front of the entire crew. Tori, arms crossed, didn't back down. I wanted a future for us, Zach. Not stuck here in the shadows of your father's farm and failed promises. Fans were stunned. The internet exploded. Team Zach trended within hours. Tori was branded a traitor. Then things got worse. The arrest. Unbeknownst to the public, Tori had moved some of the borrowed money into offshore accounts to avoid seizure. When the authorities began digging, they found inconsistencies in the property contracts and tax records. On a humid Tuesday morning, sirens echoed down the long driveway. Tori was arrested in front of Jackson and Lila, cameras catching every second of the takedown. Her charges? Fraud. Misappropriation of marital assets. Zach stood frozen at the porch, holding baby Josiah as deputies led her away in handcuffs. His heartbreak was now a public spectacle. I didn't want this, he murmured. I just wanted us. Civil War. The arrest was only the beginning. The Roloff family split into two camps. Amy publicly supported Zach, while Karen shockingly came to Tori's defense. She was just trying to make something of herself. The pressure was too much, Karen said in a statement. Matt stayed silent, but was later seen having private meetings with lawyers, hinting at potential lawsuits to reclaim part of the farm that had been used as equity. Even Jeremy and Audrey weighed in. Jeremy, usually the quiet sibling, posted a now-deleted Instagram story saying, "The truth always comes out. Some people are just selfish." Lines were drawn. The Roloff family, once fractured, now entered all-out civil war. The $1.5 million bombshell. Weeks later, Zach received a final notice. The house had sold. A tech developer from Portland purchased it for $1.5 million, planning to bulldoze the property and build a luxury tiny home resort. Zach's childhood dream, his family's retreat, was gone. He walked the land one last time, visiting the tree where he proposed to Tori, the porch where Jackson took his first steps, the garden Tori planted when pregnant with Lila. Every memory now a painful scar. Everything's changed, he said in a heartbreaking interview. And it's not coming back. The courtroom showdown. Tori's trial drew national attention. Reporters camped outside the courthouse. Fans held signs supporting Zach, while a smaller group defended Tori, blaming fame and pressure for her downfall. Tori, in tears, pleaded guilty to lesser charges in exchange for a reduced sentence, 6 months in a minimum security facility and 3 years probation. Her face, once beloved on television, was now splashed across tabloids with headlines like, "From Mom Influencer to Felon." Zach refused to attend sentencing. "That chapter's closed," he said, picking up the pieces. With the house sold and Tori behind bars, Zach moved back in temporarily with Amy. Jackson struggled to adjust, often asking when Mommy was coming home. Lila missed her garden. Josiah, too young to understand, smiled blissfully through the chaos. Zach filed for divorce quietly. Papers were signed without drama, just a solemn end to a broken fairy tale. Amy helped him rebuild, both emotionally and physically. "You're strong, Zach," she told him one evening as they looked over the property lines that used to be his. "You always have been." Tori's release and redemption? 6 months later, Tori walked free. Slimmer, paler, quiet. She issued a public statement. "I lost myself. I lost my family. I don't expect forgiveness, but I'm going to try." Zach didn't respond publicly, but privately, he allowed her supervised visits with the kids. Fans speculated on a possible reconciliation. Paparazzi caught Tori attending Jackson's soccer game. In one photo, Zach and Tori stood on opposite ends of the field, close in geography but oceans apart emotionally. A family forever changed. The Roloffs would never be the same. The farmhouse was gone. Trust had been shattered. Fame had revealed their deepest cracks. But one thing remained: the kids. Zach dedicated his time to fatherhood. He returned to filming, but with clearer boundaries. No more public family drama. Just parenting, growth, and healing. Tori, meanwhile, kept a low profile. She started a small online boutique and counseling blog about her fall from grace. They would never go back to how things were, but they moved forward, separately but still tied by the children they both loved. And the viewers? They would never forget the season that shook little people, big world to